right? So read it. Whosoever he be that doesn't rebel against thy commandment, he that will not hearken unto thy words in all that thou commandest him. This is what God's telling the people. They're saying, listen to Joshua here. He shall be put to death. Let me tell you something, you weak little Christians out there. You so-called men. You know, you think you're men, but you're not men. Joshua was a man of God. And when you came against what Joshua was telling you to do, guess what happened to you? These were Israelites, people. These were not just random people out there. These were the people that came through, the people that lived through the 40 years of wandering. These were the people that knew Moses, that were entering into the promised land under the commandment and under the leadership of Joshua. And if they were not going to listen to what Joshua said, my son's name's Joshua. I named him because of Joshua, right? If they did not hearken unto the words and to the commandments of Joshua, guess what happened to them? They were put to death. Why? Because God did not want weak Christians going into his land that he promised the people. He didn't want a repeat of the reason why he had to make the people wander for 40 years. You get it? Hey, this is Malachi. I want you to look at this video here. A man named Todd Herman. He's a local DJ, nicest guy in the world, very sharp. He's been on top of everything for forever, especially with the whole COVID stuff. Great source to go to. Check him out. Subscribe to his stuff. And anyways, he posted this. So whomever the originator is, go subscribe to him. I think it's important to find the source material to support them. But if you look at this video here, look at it real closely, you'll see a Ford truck that's sitting here. And that's sitting here for a reason. Now, they've done this a couple times. They did this in Seattle, where they all took their cars and they started blocking. They're getting, right now, it's becoming military tactics. Because you're going to see here in a second what's going on. So you see this truck, you see this woman here, or whomever, trying to get through all this mess for some reason. Maybe that's the only way that they know how to get home. You know, some people, they have their certain habits, and you can't break them of those habits. Or they're trying to get somewhere, and their phone is telling them to go a certain way, and they don't know how to navigate. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Because the issue is, this person in this car that you're going to see, it is not the problem. But they become the problem, and they get treated like the problem. And I guess this is why the Lord told me, he says, get out of Seattle. That's why I left Seattle, came out here to visit my mother and help her on some projects and stuff like that. Because I don't know, I would probably be sitting in jail right now. Because I don't know what's happening, and my last video was about weak Christians and all that kind of stuff. Where are the Christian men out there? Where are the leaders? You know, I started this channel, Church versus State, for the reason to get people involved. I say get involved. Run for office. I've ran for office. I'm not one just talking and blabbing like so many people just yapping. No, that they think they can talk it will happen. No, I've done it. I've done it. I ran for office. I got the stupid pictures right here. Cogshell for Senate. That was one of them. I got another one over there. Mayor, when I ran for mayor of Everett. And I ran for state U.S. House of Representatives, too. 2nd Congressional District, Washington State, ran against Rick Larson. Look me up. I'm the only guy that ever was a Christian conservative. I've been speaking and talking the way I've been talking this whole time. I've not changed. I've never changed. I've been like this when I was in school. Same outlook, same beliefs. This is who I am. This is the core of what I am. And another thing, too, I'm going to add before I show this. You know, I started working on a new album called Warriors, Prophets, and Kings last year. you know. And I'm finally working on one of the songs. I'll show you. I just started writing the lyrics, you know, because it's taken me so long to figure out why did he give me this musical direction to go into. I didn't know. The whole album's heavy. The whole album is just, you know, that kind of stuff. And this was over a year ago that Lord gave me this music. And I'm now finally putting his words to it. If you don't think that that's prophetic, I don't know. The album was called Warriors, Prophets, and Kings. Why do you think it was called that? That was way before all this stuff was happening, people. Anyways, I'm going to get to this. But see this truck right here? See this big F-250 truck? It's sitting there for a reason. They had this plan. If anybody was to break through their little stupid little thing here, that they would chase him down. And that's exactly what happened to this poor person. Watch this. They're going through. Their car's being attacked. Who knows who's in the car? Maybe they have children. I don't know. And so they're taking off. These people are running after them, and they got in their truck. They got in their truck. And they're chasing them down in the truck. Check it out. Blocking them. Another car that's working, or the bike, whoever's working with them. And there's somebody else that comes in behind them too. Look at this guy. He's reaching in the car, trying to pull this person out. And that the other car, which I don't know where that car was before. We can go back and look at it. Another thug. None of these people are wearing their masks, by the way. Oh, now they're braking. What do you think you would do in this position? If I had a gun, I'd shoot every single one point blank in the fucking head. That's what I would do. Yeah, and I'm pissed. I'm so sick and tired of you stupid so-called Christian people coming on here and telling me you don't like the way I talk. Fuck you. Look at this. This guy. I thought it was a woman, but it's a guy, right? Now he has to back up, probably being afraid to be shot by the frickin' cops, because they don't give a shit about normal, regular people anymore. All they care about is the thugs. So here this guy, he gets arrested, his car gets towed, plus gets totaled, plus it's probably not covered by insurance. And they probably have already gotten pictures, because I know how these scumbags are. They're already casing the system. They've already cased the area. They know every car that goes through, and they're probably sending people out to their house. Where's that car at? That car is somewhere. That Mustang that came up behind him, it was somewhere. It was part of there. They're all, see, he's getting in his truck right there. Boom. He saw that person was coming through. They got in their truck. That's what do they call that when they ram in cars? What if you did that? What is that? Vehicular homicide or what? Attempted homicide? Whatever they call it. Force with a deadly weapon. Blah blah blah. Whatever. I'm really kind of pissed off. And yeah, people don't like my language. Get the frick over it with your stupid little virgin ears. This is the problem. This is the problem with people. Okay, this is the problem with you little weak Christians. And this is why you're being overrun. And let me go a little further, because I am writing my song, and it's about the book of Joshua right now. That's why the album's called Warriors, Prophets, and Kings. So let me tell you something here. Let me show you something. Let me go to Joshua, because I was just looking at that. And we'll go to Joshua 1:18. Okay? Whosoever he be that doeth rebel against the commandments. Right? The commandment. This is talking about the things that Moses gave. This is God telling Joshua he had to follow the commandments of Moses, which are the 10 commandments. Not all these other frickin' 1,000 commandments, the laws that they made. This says commandment. It does not say laws. The man-made laws later on, right? Because, anyways, I'm not going to get in the deep theology, because people don't read their Bible and understand crap anymore. This says against thy commandments, right? So read it. whosoever he be that doesn't rebel against thy commandment, he that will not hearken unto thy words in all that thou commandest him. This is what God's telling the people. They're saying, listen to Joshua here. He shall be put to death. Let me tell you something, you weak little Christians out there, you so-called men. You know, you think you're men, but you're not men. Joshua was a man of God. And when you came against what Joshua was telling you to do, guess what happened to you? These were Israelites, people. These were not just random people out there. These were the people that came through, the people that lived through the 40 years of wandering. These were the people that knew Moses, that were entering into the promised land under the commandment and under the leadership of Joshua. And if they were not going to listen to what Joshua said, my son's name Joshua, I named him because of Joshua, right? If they did not hearken unto the words and to the commandments of Joshua, guess what happened to them? They were put to death. Why? Because God did not want weak Christians going into his land that he promised the people. He didn't want a repeat of the reason why he had to make the people wander for 40 years. You get it? That's what's happening to America right now. Bunch of weak-ass Christians. You are all put in power instead of actually having a strong man of God that's put in power, that will put you in your place. You all you men of God that are looking at any of this stuff and not seeing and not being ticked off, or like the people that were in Moscow, Idaho, just standing back with your hands in the air, thinking that you're praising God. You know what? Guess what? I don't know you. You are scum. I spew you out of my mouth. You didn't stand up for your own people. You're not standing up for anybody. You're the reason why this is all happening. You're the reasons why. Look at that guy. See him? That's an expensive truck. I could tell you that truck's probably 80 grand, 100 grand. And he was sitting here, and they were waiting. And there was somewhere else with the car. I think it was probably waiting on one of the side streets or something. That guy's waiting. He knows that people are going to come through, and they're waiting for them to come through. Do you think if a Joshua lived today, and there are Joshuas out there, trust me, right? My name is Malachi because God told me to change my name to Malachi a long time ago, especially when I'm doing stuff like this, right? Because I'm a messenger. This is what we need. This is what we need. We need our people out there with our vehicles out there saying, whoa. But like I said, there's a reason why Lord told me I need you out of Seattle. Matter of fact, I said this before, I lost $50,000 worth of work. And when that happened, I just said to God, well, if I can't build this deck, I was going to build a big deck, and I can't get this kitchen remodel done, I'll just, I guess I will go back and help my mom out for a while. And guess what? I could have built a deck. The guy was ready to go. He had the money. It's $30,000 deck. That was just for the deck. I talked about the other 30 that was for the kitchen. So in reality, it was 60,000. He had the money for the deck, and he was willing to pay even more money for me to build that deck. He wanted me to build that deck for him, and I wanted to build the deck for him. But I went to Lowe's. I went to 3 Lowe's. I went to 3 Home Depots. I called tons of lumber yards. I said, I need lumber. And guess what? There was no lumber there. So I went and I went, okay, all right. You want me to leave, so I will leave. And I did exactly what he said to do. I don't know why. Probably because I would have been, like I said, in jail, arrested, or something. Because I don't stand for this, people. If I see something going on around me, I don't film it on camera. This is why I don't make videos of me doing my music. I don't have time for it. I'm not thinking about it. I do it. I don't do videos of me building, remodeling kitchens, bathrooms, and building decks, because I can make a crap ton of money on YouTube just doing that. Guaranteed. Some of the work I've done, some of the things that I built, high-end stuff. Last house I did was going to do a kitchen remodel, $2 million home. So, I know my value, okay? And I know that I could probably have far bigger value by making those kind of videos than doing this. But I just do it. I get it done. In the same way with this kind of crap, I wouldn't be shooting video. I would just be doing it. And that's why God brought me here. He says, I need you to be in the background for a little while. But I'm coming out. I'm coming out. And there are a few people that watch my videos. They know that I know. They're very deep into stuff. Very deep into different things. And they know that I know. There's some things I know about the Word, about some theologies, ancient texts that have been closed up to people for years, that are locked down in the vaults, that they don't even want to get out into the world. The governments don't want people to know. Everybody follows all these so-called gurus, and they have no clue. Anyways, there'll be time. God will finally open the door, and he'll tell me, I want you to go here. I want you to go there. I want you to go here. One thing about me, people, even though I have a foul mouth and you don't like me and all this kind of stuff, you know why God chooses me for things? Because I do them. Same thing applies with Joshua. Same thing applied with Joseph. Same thing applied with all of them. When God asked them to do something, they did it. They weren't like the greatest, nicest men in the world. They weren't all preachy and put their arms up. Praise God. There's a time to praise God, and then there's a time to frickin' take a sword and start cutting off people's heads. Remember? This part of my album's Warriors, Prophets, and Kings. Remember when there was a prophet that told a new king named Saul. He told Saul that God told him to kill all the Amaleks. And guess what Saul did? Oh, no, he didn't want to do that. So guess what happened to old Saul? God got rid of him. And the next person that God put into power was a guy named David. See, and David was a warrior. Interesting. God seems to like people that kick ass and take names, right? Or I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum. Anyways, Malachi signing out. Church vs. State. I think I need to take another hike today. I'll talk to you later. Hug your kids, call your parents, go see your neighbor, repent, and be baptized.